Last time he was here, he told me how it was the reason he started comedy. And you know, that, and then we feel really good. He said that. I thought that was a really nice thing for him to say. You know, right? He's a cool dude. He's cool like Crisco. You know, that was what I said, right? No, whatever. He's cool. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. He's from here. He's one of our own. He's like a Channel 8 news anchor. Give it up for Jimmie Graham. Jimmie Graham, everybody.
Jimmie Graham. I'm here. Lee is not only the person that made me want to do comedy, but also the person that made me want to quit immediately and reassess my life. I think I heard somebody else earlier, one of the comics, it was his first time, talk about how he worked in the Sudan and he was feeding children, and I can relate to that because I worked in the Sudan as well. I was a part of the Doctors Without Borders thing. Has anybody heard of it? You know, just humanitarian. The only thing I fed them was bullets in Christianity, though. Like you... Alright, yeah. So what about marijuana? Do any of you guys smoke weed? Woo! Who smokes weed in this bitch? Woo! Yeah! Come on, man. It's all just fucking cut the bullshit and fucking talk about smoking herb, man. I realized something about stoners, a lot of them in my life. They always tend to give the best advice. It's always like the people, like, just the dumbest motherfucker you'll ever see in your life, but he'll just drop some really heavy shit on you. Like, just like, yo, man, what's up, dude? Hey, how you doing? Yeah, man. Nah, dude, it's like fucking... Hold on, you want to hit this, man? You want to hit this? Nah, dude, it's cool, I got a drug test. You need to stop living your life for somebody else, man. You need to just chill, dude, and just fucking let it roll. Let it roll. Like, 20 minutes later, you just fucking let it sink in. Hey man, you can't let your fucking possessions possess you, man. Because then you become a fucking, just another fucking cog in the wheel of the corporate fucking monopoly, man. Fuck you. So I listen to NPR. Does anybody else listen to NPR?
Yeah!
Listens to NPR. Yeah. I like NPR because I like my news left-wing and biased as fuck. But what they were doing last week on NPR is they were doing like a pledge drive. And what that is, it's like, please call in now. Your donation of just $1 a day and you can become an ideal leader. Just please. You can rest your head easy knowing that your money will go to fund this socialist propaganda machine. You'll be able to walk with your head held high knowing that your money is going to misinform a bunch of young, tragic, asshole youth who sit at Bella W on Monday night. We have no corporate sponsors. This programming was brought to you by CSX. CSX, we move our freight trains up to 500 miles on just 1 gallon of fuel. Hey yo, CSX, what's that fuel made out of? Afghan baby blood. What's that? Why don't you say it a little clearer? Afghan baby blood. It tends to be the cheapest of all bloods. So, it's almost as cheap as Iranian blood. We're coming for you next, motherfuckers. So, I had a really strange fucking thing happen to me a couple months ago at a certain restaurant on 117th that sells shitty tacos and keeps the lobby open until past bar close. I walk in there and there's this fucking flamboyantly gay African-American kid. And he's working behind the counter and there's these 18-year-old kids in there saying, just being like the worst people ever. Fucking faggot, fuck you. So, when I get up to the register, they have already sat down and started eating their food. So I asked the guy, I'm like, hey man, like seriously, how bad do you want to just fucking quit your job and just punch these kids in the face? And he just looks at me and he's like, yeah man, I mean, like I really like to, but but you know, I need to work this job. And it like made me hurt. It made me like my insides hurt. Like this kid looked like he was fucking like allergic to fucking hydrocortisone. Like that's how sad he was. So I decided to say something. I'm like, hey motherfuckers, you're gonna come into Taco Bell, you're gonna talk shit to this kid, you can't say anything. Well, I can say something, man, so fuck you and your intolerance. And that, you know, turned into a fist fight and fucking whatever. And the kids got thrown out. We sat down and ate our meals because I felt like I did something noble. That's the most noble thing I've ever fought for in my entire life. Everything that you guys post about on Facebook, about like how you stand up for gay people, I fucking did that shit, and you didn't. And fucking like this kid, man, like the cops show up and immediately like this kid is just fucking sucking our dick, no pun intended. But he's he's like, thank you guys, and as soon as the cops show up, he just starts pointing fingers. They did it. So one of my friends got arrested because he had warrants, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing, man? You're black, you don't snitch. Only faggots snitch, motherfucker. Alright. So Netflix recently decided to put up like a remastering of The Triumph of the Will, which is, you don't know what that is, it was the Nazi propaganda film that they put up for to entice the German Republic. And I was watching it, and some people may see it and think like, oh man, that's so tragic. And I saw it and I looked at it as a 2-hour-long Mercedes-Benz commercial. It would just be panning up and you just catch a Mercedes fucking symbol and then, yeah, just a Hitler riding through Berlin. And I started thinking to myself, like, why hasn't other car companies like just latched onto that and used that as their selling point? Like Ford, like, come on down, Ford. Drop everything in your hands. Come on down to Ford Truck Month and test drive our Ford F-150, aka the Annihilator, aka the first degree manslaughter. Yeah, you may be saying to yourself, we only give you 15 miles to the gallon, but at least we didn't haul around the Third Reich to the front lines to kill your ancestors. Which brings me to this, and that's my life. I wonder if in Nazi Germany, if they also had public radio, like NPR. And I just think to myself, like they had to have had their own pledge drives, like, hello, please call right now for just 14 Deutschmarks a month. You can know that your money is going to help Das Fatherland. And this is brought to you by CSX. Our freight trains move trains all the way from Germany to Poland on just 1 gallon of fuel. Hey CSX, what's that fucking fuel made out of? Jewish baby blood. Yeah, fucking sorry I was your headliner. Sorry to nobody. Thank you to everybody who came up tonight. Come on, Lee, grab this microphone for me. Don't make me stand up here and talk. Jimmie Graham! Little Jimmy! Keep it going for all the comedians.